October 1st, night. I woke up to the sound of falling rain. I can't believe I'm still alive. Carlos?
It looks like our roles have been reversed from when we originally met, huh? Don't worry, Jill. This chapel is safe.
I've been infected by the virus, haven't I?
Hey! Take it easy.
I'm okay. Don't feel any pain. But that's what bothers me. If I can't feel anything, then what does that mean?
Don't give up, Jill. I'll take care of you. Whatever you do, don't let that virus beat you.
Hello and welcome to part 14 in this look back at Resident Evil 3. I put that cutscene from the last part in just so I could talk about it really, because I didn't get a chance in the last part as the video ended right where we are now. Jill says that, she says it's October 3rd, I believe it was. And the game I think starts on September 28th, so it's obviously over a few days. I kind of knew that, but what I'm saying is, from what I understand is she's been obviously got infected. It doesn't actually say when, but from what I can understand, she's been there for a few days. So maybe it takes a few days for her to become a zombie, if you know what I mean. I would say it doesn't. It never really goes into how long it takes, does it? Really? I mean, in the film, it's I think within hours, isn't it? But obviously, the film's very different to the game. I mean, it may have certain characters and similar storylines, but it's very different. I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to use the assault rifle a minute. I'll try to use the pistol because I want to keep as much assault rifle ammo as I can, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get through these without using it. I'm using it on manual because it saves ammo. You do have a choice between auto and manual. Differences are Carlos or Jill, whoever's using it. I think they're the only two characters in the whole game that can use it. They'll look down they look down the scope and shoot 3 rounds at once. With automatic, they hold it by their hip and can consistently fire. That's the only real difference. Difference is with manual, you obviously save ammo because you're shooting. There's no, obviously the game doesn't have an accuracy thing, so you can fire like mad really. So it's not an accuracy thing. I don't know why in easy, well obviously I know why because it's easier, but it just seems a bit silly to give Jill an assault rifle in easy mode. It just doesn't seem right, but it's you know, it's nice for people who are not used to the game, and you know what I mean. I did play it on easy once, but I think when I found out you could unlock more through hard mode, I found out that you know you can unlock the Eagle and guns like that. Then I tried hard, and I actually thought I found it a better experience, to be honest. I'm not saying that it makes me better at the game. It just I prefer that experience. I prefer the challenge. And we didn't need. I tend not to attack the spiders. They just seem really pointless. I mean, they can be lethal with poison, but that's a risk you've got to take, really. And we can now move the bell that was blocking the door. This is something I really don't actually get, because I mean, yeah, Carlos is for build-wise, he's not much bigger than Jill, really, is he? But oh well. I don't think it's it's sexist. It's just do you know what I mean? They don't want you to come this way yet. Then they could have done it in a better way by locking the door or something like that. And then the key only appears when you're Carlos, but oh well. I'm just trying to line up a good shot so I can take out quite a few zombies all at once. It's kind of annoying because one gets further and further and the other two just seems to take forever. It's Mr. Bean's car again. I love how it made a noise as if he decapitated him there, and there was actually no blood, and he had his head was still there. These things hate automatic fire. They cannot stand it. You may notice... Oh, there's another one. Ooh, nice dodge. You may notice a difference from the hunters in Resident Evil 1. The only thing I know differently is the red... Well, obviously the colour, they're black now instead of green. But the red things on their head is actually tumours. I looked it up especially because I wasn't sure what the difference was. And I thought, well, sometimes it's nice to... If people want to know, I can give them the facts. Well, this is from Wikipedia, so... it might be true, it might not be. It's hard to say, as I said. I mean, it sounds legit, but as I said, anybody can edit on Wikipedia. But the red things on them are tumours. Whether or not that'll eventually kill them or not, I really couldn't tell you. It didn't say much about that. I think it's a design flaw in them. I think they were trying to make them stronger, but obviously... they're no different from the green ones. There's really no difference at all. And there's another type of hunter in a minute as well, the frog hunter. I don't know if it's what its actual name is, I just refer to it as a frog hunter. Because it's very similar to a frog, though I know hunters are. But they're more like gremlin-like. Whereas these things actually look like frogs. I actually don't... I hate these ones compared to the black and green hunters. And they appear in quite a few games actually. I think they're in... I think there's a file coming up, so I will tell you after. Yeah. And that's quite an interesting memo. It just pretty much says that... It just shows that the doctor who's written it is very devoted to finding a cure for this, well, the T-virus. I actually think he succeeds because this is what you're in the hospital for. But it's nice that he's so devoted. He doesn't care if he dies. Well, obviously, I imagine he is because he's on the floor there. If it is him, it might be somebody else we don't know. To get back to the Frog Hunters, the games they're in are Resident Evil 3, obviously. Resident Evil Outbreak. Well, I think they're in 1 and 2. I could be wrong about 2. Don't think they might not be in 2 actually. And the other game they're in is Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles on Wii and now PlayStation 3. There's actually 2 different cutscenes depending on which way you go. I'm going to go up the top to the 3rd floor. I think I pressed the 3rd floor. Oh, it might be the 4th floor actually. Yeah, it's B3 and 4F. I'm getting confused. And depending on which one you go to first, you'll get a different cutscene to the one that's coming up shortly. I think, I think we've got time for it in this part. If I don't get a chance to talk about it after the cutscene, I'll show you in the next part, but hopefully that won't be the case.
Don't shoot! No! Nikolai? You're still alive?
You saw what happened?
What's going on?
I'm one of the supervisors. That's all you need to know.
Wait!
And the differences are the guy who just threw the grenade. Well, I think he pulled the pin and held onto it. He pretty much does the same thing. But he thinks Carlos is in on Nick. Well, is the same as Nikolai. I can't really get into it because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't played the game. But he thinks he's basically helping Nikolai. So he tries to kill Carlos, I believe. But he lets on that Nikolai is a bad guy. So that's only the real difference. And you actually, there's a safe downstairs, which you'll probably see in the next part, that you can't open. That actually does get opened, but you still can't get anything from it. So that's the only real difference in the cutscene. I'd like to have shown you both, but it would have just took a hell of a long time to do, really. So I've just gone with the ones that I think are the better one. Well, I don't think it's that one's. I think either way it's good. I've kind of gone with the ones I thought. The ones I've just gone with the way I've gone, to be honest. I always think that doctor that's sat next to Carlos dead looks like Professor Oak from Pokemon. I don't know why. I used to think he had a red shirt, but I've actually noticed it's a blood stain. But he always does remind me of Professor Oak for some weird reason. He's got a code to get the vaccine base, so that doctor pretty much did come up with a cure by the sounds of it. From what we've got. This is pretty much the end for this part, so I'd very much like to thank you for watching again, and hopefully you'll join me for part 15.